Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultan of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos receives more cables of greetings on his blessed return to the homeland. The country's celebrations in various wilayas and governorates continue, rejoicing His Majesty's blessed return. And widespread dust will cause decrease in horizontal visibility in most governorates of the Sultanate during upcoming hours. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received more cables of greetings on his blessed return to the homeland safe and healthy. They were from His Excellency President Abdulaziz Bouteflika of Algeria, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain, His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Excellency President Dr. Ali Mohammed Sheen of Zanzibar, His Excellency Tamam Salam, Prime Minister of Lebanon, and His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent cable of greetings to His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari on his election as President of Nigeria. Developing diplomatic relations between the Sultanate and Singapore was the focus of meeting of His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, with His Excellency Massagosi Zulkifil, Senior Minister of State for Interior and Foreign Affairs of Singapore. During the meeting, they also exchanged points of view in regional and international issues of mutual concern. Cooperation in commercial exchange between the Sultanate and Singapore topped matters discussed by His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail Al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, with His Excellency Masagos Zulkifil, Senior Minister of State for Interior and Foreign Affairs of Singapore. They viewed investment fields, especially after the launch of direct route between Muscat and Singapore by the national carrier of the Sultanate, Oman Air. The guests praised Sultan's achievements at domestic and external levels. Issues of cooperation existing between the government of the Sultanate and the World Bank were the focus of talks of His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail Al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, with His Excellency Dr. Mirza Hassan, Executive President of the World Bank Group in Washington. They discussed the agreements signed between the Ministry of Finance and the World Bank to provide technical support to modernize the general budget of the state. Military cooperation existing between the Sultanate and Turkey was at the focus of talks of Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, with Major General Haluk Shahar, Chief of Staff in International Military Cooperation, and his delegation. They also discussed a number of matters of mutual concern. The guests listened to a briefing of Sultan's Armed Forces and its developments in various spheres under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Still to come in our news bulletin, military musical pieces chanted at Royal Opera House, Muscat, in celebration of His Majesty's safe return to the homeland. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Reports from Yemen say that Houthi rebels and the allies have captured the presidential palace in Aden following heavy clashes in the commercial center of the city. But conflicting reports say that they did not capture the palace. Earlier, dozens of unidentified troops landed by sea in Aden after Houthi fighters seized control of the center today. The soldiers arrived in a single vessel a few hours after the Houthis and their supporters swept into the heart of Aden. At least 44 people, among them 20 Houthis rebels, were killed in fighting for control of Aden. In another development, the Saudi Interior Ministry said today in comments carried by the state news agency that a Saudi Arabian bodyguard was killed and 10 others wounded when the observation post came under fire from mountainous area in Yemen. Citizens in various governorates of the wilayas of the Sultanate continued their celebrations of the blessed return of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. People of the wilayat of Rakhyut in the governorate of Dhofar organized a procession of gratitude. On this occasion, traditional arts were performed during the event. Citizens of the wilaya expressed their happiness to see His Majesty in good health, praying to Almighty Allah to protect the builder of Oman's blessed renaissance. Yemeni people in Al Huf area in the governorate of Mahra in Yemen shared with their Omani brothers with the celebration of the safe return of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. They expressed their happiness for this great occasion, asking the Almighty to bestow upon His Majesty good health and long life, and the Omani people feel progress and prosperity. They organized a procession performing Al-Habut art and reciting poems in the love of His Majesty. They also expressed their thanks and gratitude for all efforts exerted by the Sultanate for Yemeni people in all fields. In the wilayat of Wadi al-Ma'awil, a national night was organized on the occasion of the safe return of His Majesty the Sultan to his homeland. It included various parts such as poetry, nashida, and student shows, as well as traditional arts. The students Khola bint Abdullah al-Aisriya and Ismail bin Muhammad al-Rahi achieved the first place in an Arabic language competition organized by the Arab League. Students from the Sultanate, Egypt and Sudan participated in the contest, which came to highlight attention given to Arab languages, poetry and literature in the Arab world. The Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development's ITHRA organized bilateral meeting for Omani businessmen and Ethiopian companies in the capital Addis Ababa. These meetings aim to enhance bilateral relations, increase trade exchanges between the two countries, and explore more promotion opportunities in the Ethiopian market in particular and African markets in general. During the visit, a work paper was presented on features of Omani economy, available investment opportunities in all fields, and the role of the Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development in attracting investments in the Sultanate. Statistics showed that the total trade volume between the Sultanate and Ethiopia increased from $2.5 million in 2004 to $25 million last year. The Omani delegation was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Salim bin Nasser Al Ismaili, Chairman of the Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Exports Development. In order to give the chance for autistic children to be involved in the community and raise awareness on autism, the Sultanate, represented in the Ministry of Health, organized a workshop to mark the World Autism Day, which falls on the 2nd of April every year. The workshop aimed to enrich knowledge and enhance diagnostic and therapeutic abilities. The general practitioners in various health centers in all governorates of the Sultanate. This program included a number of scientific lectures, researches on autism and ways of treatment. His Highness Said Faisal bin Turki Al Said, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Al Amal Association, presided over the ceremony. With musical and visual shows that displayed achievements realized in the Sultan during the reign of His Majesty the Sultan, the Royal Opera House Muscat celebrated the safe return of the leader of the country. Musical shows accompanied by presenting some photos of His Majesty the Sultan attracted great audience with enjoyed the event at the opera, which was opened 3 years ago to be the global cultural landmark. The shows continued till Sunday. They start from 5:15 p.m. till 6:15 p.m. and from 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. Latest numerical weather prediction charts issued by the Public Authority for Civil Aviation indicate that the moderate to fresh northerly winds is expected to prevail over most of the Sultanate during the next 24 hours, accompanied by a decrease in horizontal visibility that may reduce in less than 1 kilometer in some areas. The authority urges all to take necessary precautions. Widespread dust covered this morning some areas in the governorate of Buremi, which led to a decrease in visibility. The dust still continues in increasing in all wilayas of the governorate. Municipal Council in the Governorate of Buremi discussed during its meeting today the requirements of commercial shops interface on the public road and aiding car parking in Buremi Central Market. The meeting reviewed efforts provided by the Ministry of Health on preventive measures of H1N1. His Excellency Said Ibrahim bin Said Al Busaidi, Chairman of the Municipal Council in the Governorate of Buremi, headed the meeting. This is Halton of Oman Television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos receives motifs of greetings on his blessed return to the homeland. The country's celebrations in various wilayas and governorates continue rejoicing His Majesty's blessed return. And widespread dust will cause decrease in horizontal visibility in most governorates of the Sultanate during upcoming hours. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, have a good weekend. Good night.